Okay, so welcome to another lesson 2. In this lesson, I'm going to cover these topics. I'm going to start by explaining about the C programming. I'll give you some details which I think you should know before going any further. And then I'll talk about the syntax. And after the syntax, I'll talk about the components of a programming language. Then lastly, I'll just break down the Hello World program, which we created in the previous lesson. Yeah. So to begin with, C programming language. So what is this C programming language? What is it used for? Before learning any programming language, it is very important to know what you can build with that programming language, what that programming language does, how it performs. Just to know these details. Yeah, so let's see programming language. I'm pretty sure you know that these were just created by people, by human beings, and they decided to call it C. It was just a random name. Even you can create your own programming language. Even now, people are still creating their own programming languages, even though it just requires a very broad study. You need to understand a lot of stuff. You need to understand the binary machine, the machine codes. Yeah. So even the famous Python language, the the Python language was created by a guy. He named it Python because when he was creating the language, there was a certain show on television which he liked watching. It was entitled Python. So he named the language Python. So these names were just named randomly, but not all. Some have some logic behind them. Yeah. Okay. So this C programming language was created in 1972, but you don't have to know this. It's just some history about it. So with this C programming language, you can be able to create applications. You can be able to create these applications which runs on phone, the apps. You can be able to create softwares by just knowing this C programming language. You can be able to create your own operating system, an operating system like Windows, uh, the Android, in the iOS, the one for the iPhone, the Apple company, yeah, which the iPhone uses. So you can be able to create all that once you learn this language. So you can, if you have any application idea, if you have an idea of an app which you think maybe nobody has created it yet, you can be able to develop it by just knowing this C programming. Yeah. So, okay. So, what are the advantages of using this C programming language? Because there are a lot of programming languages out there. There are thousands. There are hundreds of famous programming languages which can be used to create apps, the applications. But why learning this C programming language? Why? Yeah. So this programming language has got some advantages. And one of the advantages is that it is very fast. It is extremely fast when it comes to executing the program, the instructions which you'll be writing, you'll be coding, of course. And then the other advantage of learning this C programming language is that it is very popular. since it has been existing for a long time, so it has a large community of developers, meaning that by community there are people who are developing using this language. So even if you had any issue with maybe you are stuck somewhere and then you need some help, you can easily find help because there are a lot of people out there who knows this language. And that's another thing which should be put into consideration when you are learning a language. You need to learn a language which has at least a huge community, so that even in future, maybe if you start developing application, maybe you get stuck somewhere, you can easily find help. You see, some applies to the to the to the speed, to the fast execution of the program. It is very important also because I'm pretty sure you've experienced a situation where you download the app and then the app is is performing slowly in your phone. Oh yeah, sometimes it might be the matter with your phone. Maybe the RAM is small, or or maybe it is outdated. But at the same time, it might not be because of those reasons. It might be because of the language, the programming language which the developer used to develop the app. That's why some applications are very slow. It's not because of your device. Okay, yeah, sometimes, but not always. And sometimes maybe the application might be slow when it comes to launching it. When you just click on the app, maybe for it to launch, it might take a while. All those are some of the disadvantages of using a programming language which is slow when it comes to executing the program. Yeah. So, at the same time, when you learn this C programming language, you you will be you will be able to learn these other languages so easily. Uh, some languages like let me just type in like Java. Some languages like Java and C. It is written as C hash, but programmers pronounce it as C sharp. This hash is pronounced as sharp. Yeah, so don't say C hash in front of programmers; they will laugh at you. Yeah, they do laugh when they hear someone pronounce it in that way. So in the C++ and any other language actually, but especially these three. Let me use some other bullet. So once you learn this programming language, it will be very easy for you to learn these other languages. In fact, if it is this C++, if it this is more like it's like a replica of C programming language. They are extremely the same. The way of coding C++, it is very similar to C programming language. Why? Because when, when C was just created, it lacked something. It lacked some features, which are objects. You learn about these in future. I don't know, uh, but okay, let me just type in objects and classes. There's this segment in C, in other programming language which does not exist in C programming language. So when it was just created, it lacked these features, and it was kind of like a limitation to developers by then because these two features are essential when it comes to effective development. Yeah, so what developers did is that they wanted the similar language. Okay, in fact, they didn't want to change anything about C programming language because everything was just okay, but it just lacked one thing, and there was no capability of modifying it. So what they did is that they cloned it and then added some advanced features, and then the modified version of this C programming language is what they called C++. And these are these plus plus you are seeing right in front of the C. They just mean that they just added some features. Plus means add. So they just added some features to C programming language, which were not available in C programming language. So this is C++. They are exactly the same. In fact, if you learn C programming language, when you go in C++, everything will be the same. Everything. The only thing that will be new to you is this object and class, the classes. Actually, these are collectively known as, they are collectively called OOP. This is another type of programming. OOP, it means object oriented programming. Yeah, so a language which supports these objects and classes is said to be object oriented. Yeah, so that is it for the part of the C programming language, of just the brief details about it. And yeah, it is very important to know about the language we are learning. You should know what to expect. In fact, after you finish learning this C programming, you should at least apply some knowledge by creating one or two things. Which can either be an application or maybe an operating system, if you will be that interested. Yeah, okay, but it is just it is important at least to apply the knowledge by creating one thing like that. But because like me, I've created a lot of operating system, softwares. No, not application softwares. But it's just that I don't use this C programming language. There are a lot of programming languages. You just have to choose one which you'll be comfortable with. Yeah, so at least you should apply the knowledge somewhere after learning. It is very vital. Yeah, so that is it for this video, and I'll just end it here. I don't want to make it so lengthy. So yeah, in the next video I'll talk about the syntax.